All right, so let's cover the top five highest leverage B2B tools that you can be using in 2024. We use all these ourselves, and essentially everyone I know that is absolutely ripping in B2B uses these tools. And of course, these are applicable to cold email, but even if you do things outside of cold email, you can still find use in these tools. But most of these will pertain to outbound cold email, etc. So, yeah, I'm just going to cover each of these tools real briefly. I have a few bullet points, and then I'll hop onto their websites and show you what they're all about. So let's dive into it. So the first one's going to be SmartLead.ai. So this is, in my opinion, the best email sending tool in the market. Um, there's competitors like Instantly, what's the other one, like Lemlist, whatever. I mean, those are fine, but I think if you really want to take cold email seriously, you're looking to push a lot of volume. I do believe SmartLead.ai is the solution. I'm not even I'm not even sponsored by them or have an affiliate with them. But I always promote their tool because yeah, they have so many features. AI categorization for the inbox. It's really accurate. Tons of API integrations they can do. Their master inbox is good. Got subsequences that actually work. All this stuff, right? And their support team is amazing. Like the founder himself is super involved. He's like I see him in multiple Slack channels for um, tools I'm going to talk about in the next or in the next tools that I'm going to talk about. I see him actively in these Slack channels, and he's taking suggestions straight from the community itself and implementing them like next day. That's how involved this guy is. But yeah, their support's amazing. Tool's great. Does the job, and yeah, the warm pools are good. But I'll just go to the website real quick. All right, so I'm in the actual app. I'm not showing the campaigns right now because I don't want to leak this client. But yeah, this is a separate smart lead from our main smart lead. But yeah, so they have a whole section for campaigns. There'll be like rows here that you can see. Here's the master inbox. Yeah, this is where all the replies come through. They come through instantaneously. Um, so really good there. Email accounts. Well, I guess you can see the client now. But yeah, so set up all the email accounts here, got all the leads, integrations. Yeah, so you can integrate with HubSpot, Clay, ListKit. They got a lot of things going on. And yeah, global analytics, all that stuff. But yeah, so that's Smart Lead. Pricing, it's like $97 a month if you want the base plan. That allows for like 150,000 emails per month and 30,000 leads within the software. If you want to do more than that, you can upgrade. And yeah, but yeah, definitely recommend Smart Lead if you're looking to choose a setting tool and push a lot of volume. And especially if you run a lead gen agency, I think it's a no brainer. But next tool we got is gonna be Clay. And Clay is crazy. This is probably the most unique tool in the market right now, and I think it's going to become a standard for lead gen agencies or just like anyone who's doing outbound to be using Clay because there's so many unique things you can do with it. The workflows are absolutely insane. The AI personalization is insane. Like the intent based campaigns you can make off Clay, like the data you can scrape from Clay is just insane. Like you can do these super unique Google searches and have it sent directly to Clay. You can do these RSS feed, um, campaign workflows to where, let's say you have an article that has an RSS feed. Anytime the article is updated, the Clay table that you create will be updated, and it will. What you can do is create prompts with AI to scrape that page, right? Let's say find the company from that page, then find the domain of that company from that page, then find the LinkedIn of that company, and then find the people within that company, and then you can use that article that you just scraped in real time to write super unique copy with using AI prompt, and then that could be automated to SmartLead because they have the integration there. So it's absolutely insane. It's probably the best tool in the market other than SmartLead, like to at the moment. Like it's an incredible tool. You can automate whole campaign flows, and you can do inbox management with Clay. Like Clay is not just for leads. You can build out whole automations um, inside of Clay that you can use for outbound. It's absolutely insane. Um, I'll give a quick look into it right now. All right, so here's like actually inside of Clay, inside of one of the Clay tables. This is just an example. This is a Shopify Plus list. So these are all just Shopify Plus brands. But what we're trying to do here is we have a TikTok client, and we're trying to build a workflow to where we, with the domains, we try to find, or we create a prompt where the Clayagent, which is essentially it's an AI that can actually access the internet, so we can look up all this stuff to find the actual TikTok link. Let's go here, and yeah, we write a prompt, going to this. I don't know why it says showing the domains, and we're telling it to essentially identify the TikTok account, and yeah, and this is all just using our API keys or our API tokens. So this is super cheap too. Like this, it costs like 0.0003 cents per input. But yeah, so we essentially we identify the TikToks, and then we get the TikTok URL. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to use Appify, which I'll talk about later, which is essentially a web scraper, and we're trying to scrape these TikTok accounts to find their most recent post and write personalization around that post, by scraping the summary, like having the AI watch that post and give a brief summary of the post, and then use another prompt on top of that to give a compliment about that post, or say something like, "Hey, I came across your TikTok and I saw this specific video, like this specific video, walking your dog with your Nike shoes on." We're trying to do that, and that's like insanely personalized intro, right? That's not just some BS like, "Hey, I came across your TikTok." It's like we're mentioning the exact video that they posted the other day, and it's relevant. It makes sense, right? So that's what you can do with this tool. It's absolutely insane, and yeah, I'm going to create a lot of videos on Clay in the future, but yeah, there's just a quick little insight. But it is a bit pricier. It's like $300 a month if you want to have 10K Clay credits, which you can add all your tools. Like let's say you use Find Email, that can be integrated with Clay, and that wouldn't spend Clay credits. Or you use your API key or your OpenAI API credits, that could be integrated with Clay, and then that's not wasting Clay credits. So it's just good to have a Clay account, because then you can connect whether outside databases that you want to use to Clay, and that won't spend credits from them. So the next one's gonna be Superwave, and essentially what Superwave is, it's a private email infrastructure. And what I mean by that is, you have your Gmail, you have your Outlook. Superwave essentially is a private infrastructure that leverages Outlook. They set up like their own Cloudflare IP that sort of bypasses a few firewalls, and we're able to send cold emails from day one without warm up, right? And it has pretty decent deliverability right off the bat. Of course, we want to warm up, do the 2 weeks warm up, but this is a huge advantage for lead gen agencies like us, right? Because what we can do is we can go to the Superwave team and be like, "Hey, can we get a domain?" and then purchase accounts from that, and then with that we can get this up in like 2 or 3 days. They also give you a script, like a coding script, to add all the email accounts, because you per one domain you create 99 email accounts, and obviously that can take a lot of time if you do it manually, but they give you a coding script to where you can have it automated and put into SmartLead within like 5 minutes. So super high leverage, very, very good. The founders are very smart, and they are genuinely up to date with the like ESP changes and all that stuff. They're very involved. But yeah, I'll give you a quick preview of that. So I'll just show you their website, because they don't really have like a dedicated like app or anything. I mean, they have they kind of do, but I'm not sure if they want me to show you that. But yeah, you can just check it out. I think this speaks about their process here. Yeah, see, no warm up, 90% deliverability, etc. Yeah, so this is like the process. So essentially you buy a domain, you plug it into like their whatever this is, domain deployment gateway. Then you receive that domain back, and then you can create 99 email accounts from that, and you can scale to 2,000 emails per day per domain, right? And this is a much cheaper solution than, let's say, you're spending for Google accounts or Outlook accounts, right, where you're paying like $7 a month. This is just like a flat fee, and it's probably like 10 times less than what you'd be spending to send 2,000 emails per day from Google or Outlook. So yeah, I definitely recommend, yeah, have a case study here if you want to see it. Definitely recommend coming here if you're looking to push high volume, because they typically want people to buy in bulk. Come here. I recommend booking a demo with them, and seeing what's good. But so yeah, there's Superwave. Um, I recommend. Next gonna be Appify. So essentially, what Appify is, it's like a custom web scraping website where you can build a bunch of different custom scrapers with this, right? Um, you can also use the API for integrations like with Clay, like the workflow I showed you earlier, where we're trying to leverage Appify to scrape these TikTok accounts, and get info like on their TikTok ads, and then we can write personalization around that. But yeah, like being able to have these custom scrapers, like building these custom scrapers in house, that's just a huge edge over the competition. If you know how to do it, if you utilize it correctly. So I'll show you them real quick. Okay, for some reason my computer is not allowing me to screen share Appify, but yeah, just go to the website, check them out. Yeah, it's a huge tool if you know how to, especially if you know how to code, um, and you're looking to, use these custom scrapers. Definitely go to Appify, because there's a lot you can do, right? You can make scrapers for built with, store leads, or all this stuff, and it saves a ton of money, right? It's a huge edge. But yeah, so the final software, it's gonna be Airtable, and Airtable is incredible. Like this is like Notion on steroids, basically. Um, Essentially, what it is like an app builder, and you can use it as a database as well. But the way we leverage Airtable, we essentially run our entire agency like just from Airtable. Like every single point of data that we need. Let's say when it comes to client statistics, uh, campaign creation, like having a campaign creation dashboard, any like replies coming through, positive replies, meetings booked, all this stuff, all of it is inside of our Airtable database. Um, and I'll give you guys some insight on that. But yeah, if you're not using Airtable, it's like, sort of keep things organized, use it as a project management system, then you're definitely missing out, like heavy. Like you should definitely be doing this, um, because yeah, it'll just organize everything. You don't have to like use it as much as like we do. Um, if you're not running like a lead gen agency, because this is specifically very helpful for people who do cold email, because there's just so much that can be done within it. So many automations, integrations that can be done within Airtable. But just like yeah, using it for project management, you can do comms from there, all that stuff. It's super useful. There's so many automations you can do, and it basically integrates with anything. We integrate mostly like with Make when it comes to automations. But yeah, I'll give an insight on this. All right, so I'm trying not to leak too much here. But yeah, so this is Airtable. This is what it looks like inside. This is our own operating system, and this is something that we're actually deploying for other people. If you're interested in learning this, if you run your own lead gen agency, you like something like this. But we essentially manage everything here, right? So we have our quarterly roadmap. Like this is more like project management type stuff. Weekly sprint, client info. So like all of our client info is here. Client performance, so we can have metrics on all of our clients' performance. Campaign analytics, so that's all here. Meetings booked, email responses you can see here. Campaign dashboard. This is where we build our campaigns and we filter throughout the process. See where campaigns are within the process. This is super helpful too. Um, and then with this is super unique. So essentially, what we have here is we developed an automation to where we're able to see the exact reply time for our inbox manager through SmartLead, right? So we have the reply times here. Um, and yeah, this is really good to see for, because, speed to reply is super important, right? So we want to see exactly the speed to reply that our inbox manager is performing on, and we can give them feedback on whether it's too slow or whether it's doing a good job, etc. And then, campaign audits, task management. We also have fulfillment and end of day reports, for our employees, for ourselves too. Hiring forms, and then our own onboarding forms. So essentially everything that you need is here, right? It's crazy. So yeah, like definitely if you're not using Airtable, highly recommend getting on it. hiring someone, like hiring an automation agency, or if you run your own lead gen agency, I'd recommend coming to us, like DM me. I can give you some more info on how we can set up a operating system, like custom operating system, like the exact one that we have for you guys, right? Because yeah, it's super high leverage. But yeah, so that's basically all the tools. Just as a recap, we got SmartLead, sending platform, Clay, best enrichment tool, absolutely insane. Superwave, private email infrastructure, Appify for web scraping, building these custom scrapers, and Airtable, app builder, you can manage your entire agency from there. Absolutely insane, right? So yeah, I hope you found this video useful. Highly recommend checking out all these tools. Even if you don't end up using all of them, I just give them a look, see how you like them. But yeah, if you are interested in working with us, performance B2B lead gen, come here to Rev Growth AI. You can book a call with me, and yeah, we can discuss further. You can check out our case studies on our website. I also have a newsletter called the Outbound Code, and essentially this is where I post information that I don't share anywhere else on YouTube. And the reason why I have a paywall behind it is because I don't want this information to be distributed at mass scale, because then things are going to start getting saturated. So yeah, check those things out. Hope you found this useful. Cheers.